heading down the main street. And this is very reminiscent of coastal home. So yeah, very different to some of the scenery that we have come through to get here. Nice and coastal, nice and blue. Very pretty. Me too. Didn't sleep very well.
A dirty great big helicopter landed in the middle of the night and woke me up. Sam slept straight through it.
Yeah, but I was going off at all the people, like, I don't know, and the dogs barking and people roaming the streets. That was what kept me up. I slept through the helicopter.
I used to sleep through something.
Anyway, this way to Port Augusta and Perth.
Yeah, well, that's the town.
Perth.
Actually a nice little seaside town.
Yeah, Air Highway. Turn left. Off we go.
Come through here already.
Alright, we made it into Penang and we saw all these windmills. You can just see over there. And then apparently there's a sign. Well, there's a sign there. It says Penang. Apparently it's the world's largest, Australia's biggest windmill is in this town. So we're going to drive by and have a look at it.
Oh, I dare say that's it. Having a look at that. That's a bloody big windmill.
The biggest windmill in Australia. I'm sure it's like a parking, like a rest area. Well, that's cool. We've got a bowls club, or is it a tennis club? No, it's netball.
Netball, tennis,
everything.
No hockey.
Sporting man on a roof.
No camping.
Some old men admiring the windmills.
100% they've got the tism. Can we drive down there?
Yeah, probably. Which one's the biggest one?
I'm gonna say the big one.
The one over there. Stopping for lunch just outside of, what are we? Nundru.
House or something.
We filled up, we got like $35 worth of fuel, and there's a sign. Yalato is 53k, Nullarbor is 144, Border Village 328k, Eucla 340, and then we've got Perth 1,771 k's away.
1,700 k's to go.
To get to Perth.
To get halfway. or 2/3 of the way.
Yeah, to Perth. So we're just making some ham sandwiches. We'll eat lunch and then we can just keep driving. Probably get to the Nullarbor and have another little break. So 144k. And yeah.
And then maybe, depending on how we're feeling, push on to Border Village or
We'll see.
Eucla.
No rush.
No rush.
Let's fucking try. No rush, we'll just see where we get to. We can kind of stop anywhere on the Nullarbor, so we've got some food. We can just cruise along. So yeah, here's an update. We're 20k out from the Nullarbor.
Well, where the sign says an
it's very barren,
Mellow.
very reminiscent. Nullarbor Plain. Something, something, something. Eastern end of treeless plain. Alright, we're gonna get a big picture in front of this sign. To the head of the bight. I drove into the whale centre, the head of the bight whale viewing centre. So I had a good little
20k stint?
No, it was like a 10-minute learning, 10-minute drive, learning the ropes. Stalled it a few times, but I'm getting better, better at gear shifting. Anyway, we paid our $10 admission fee each to come walk down to the head of the bight. We were driving in along the Nullarbor, air highway, and we saw these white cliffs. And I'm like, are they sand dunes? And now that we're a bit closer, they are sand dunes. So there's the bight out there, nice and blue. When we'll get down, we'll get a better pan. Not allowed to fly the drone out here.
What a shame.
What a shame. Anyways, we made it to the head of the bight. We're at the end of the boardwalk. We can't go any further. I think that's it there. Surely, why would they have the boardwalk somewhere else? But it goes more inland over the hill a little bit near the sand dunes. So I think this is of the bight. Maybe. True. So this is the head of the bight. Apparently. But very beautiful. Very scenic. I'm gonna walk back up the
no whales.
No whales. But to be fair, their whale count on the wall before we entered was 0. So we weren't expecting to see any whales. But it is the beginning of the whale season of the southern right whales. They start migrating to this area in May. I guess we're at the end of May, so there could be whales out there, but
yeah, bastards, where are they?
We'll keep a lookout, but not expecting to see anything. Then we'll walk up to the viewing deck and see what's on the other side. We just spotted a whale. Never mind. I don't think I can zoom on the GoPro. I'll see if I can zoom when I get it on the laptop, but there's like a little speck out there.
Just where that white
little... Ah! It's just blue. Oh my god! It's come just for us.
That's cool.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if
Will they believe us if we don't take a photo?
Well, we're right at the very end of the bike, coming up to a lookout, and there's a couple of people out here. I don't know if I can get it, but directly out here there is 100% a whale just sort of surfacing. It's come probably about a K across. As you drop down, these cliffs are crazy. I remember coming here as a kid.
how deep. Like it must just drop off straight away, like to go super deep.
Awesome. Are we able?
You just gotta believe it.
Look at this.
Believe it that you saw it.
See the white and the smoke?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. That's actually working.
What, putting the camera through?
Oh, did you try to?
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
I don't know if we'll actually see anything on that
Well-
video, but
We can only try.
a little puff.
Yeah.
I'm happy. There are whales here today.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are alive.
Out over here.
There's another one.
It just popped out just in front there. So there must be like heaps of them. There must be trouble, like, moving around somewhere.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. Did you make any footage?
I don't know. We don't know.
We'll have to check
We'll
it
have
later.
to check on the computer. But
Alright, so we just went to a whale. No, the
ahead of the bike.
head of the bite. We saw some southern right whales. We are now at the Nullarbor Roadhouse. We fueled up a little bit before we head west. How much was diesel per litre?
$2.70 something, but they don't show you that. They're just like, yeah, there is fuel.
Which is fine. $2.75 a litre for diesel. You got 22 litres for $61.
Fuck.
Which is fine because it's better to have it than to, you know.
We needed the top up, but that's why I topped up when it was $1.60 further out.
Yeah, so it's only 20 litre top up, 22 litre top up instead of 100 litre top up.
And we still have both jerry cans at $1.60.
So yeah, we're doing pretty well. So we're just passing the roadhouse now. We got some drone footage and some photos of the old Nullarbor Roadhouse.
The old mate's driving in front of.
The caravan's going in front of. So there's that. And yeah,
Otherwise, the Nullarbor is the Nullarbor. It is very flat.
it's pretty flat, which is an experience. Like, we just gotta drive straight now for however long we gotta get to until we stop. Yeah, go. No trees, it's just flat. It's been a good day so far though. Saw some whales, I had a successful drive up the driveway of the whale place. I need to microdose the manual driving until I get better. Anyway, this is going to be us for the next couple hours. 3 days, but for today, a couple hours at least, I think.
Yeah. Depending on how we feel, we might see what the signs say. Water Village, 183. Well, that's only 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours to Eucla, so I guess we could do it. Alright, we're back. Bit of an update. Dylan got his hands dirty. Not on our car though. What happened? You tell the story.
Well, we weren't. It's not really a massive story. We're buzzing along and thinking, oh yeah, we'll make it to Eucla or Watertown. And there was just this old GQ on the side of the road with its bonnet up. So I pulled over and stopped because everybody was blowing past it. And I thought, oh well, we'll see what's wrong with it. And he still had one fan belt that was semi-intact, and so I fit that back on, tore out the rest of it, and said, limp it back to the roadhouse, have a coffee, and wait for the tow truck. Because they'd rung the police at like 12 o'clock, and it's when do we come across them? At about 3:30.
About 3:15ish, yeah.
Yeah, like they'd been there for 3 hours already in the middle of the Nullarbor. No one had stopped and helped and been able to like fix it in 5 seconds, even though it was a 5-second fix to get him on his way. Gave him a little bit of water, and then yeah, now we're back on our way, but we're about half hour to 45 minutes behind now.
So Dylan got his hands dirty, but doing a good deed for someone else,
So hopefully it pays off and we get like a really nice sky tonight or
Oh,
something.
look at this view.
Yep, yeah, it's very flat.
No, it's just been a beautiful day.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day. Weather's been great.
But
It's
also,
not too hot. There's stuff all wind, and we saw whales.
yeah, we saw whales. But also now we're seeing trees. So I think we're past a section of the treeless plain because there's definitely lots of trees in this section. We haven't come across the sign of the straight part yet, or the 90-mile straight, whatever the sign is.
Yeah.
That says long straight road ahead, I guess.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. That's us. Dylan did a good thing.
Yay.
Yay.
I smell like coolant now.
Because this is the border. Welcome to Western Australia.
Go to Euclid if that's the case.
Let's go to the checkpoint.
Righto, past the checkpoint.
We're in WA. Adjust the clocks when we get reception. So it's 3:35 instead of 5:35.
Yeah, somehow. My phone didn't change automatically.
Because you haven't got any reception. We had to throw out about a little bag of lettuce that we had, it's a salad mix. The carrot was fine apparently, but the potatoes are no good. So there was 3 potatoes and like the dregs of a salad mix bag.
What a shame.
But she was nice.
She was lovely about it. with the crosswind, we're just going to potter along at about 100 k's an hour and not going to blast through at 110 like every other and waste fuel. So we'll see where we end up.
This is the view.
Caravans, caravans, and more caravans.
There is an ocean out that way, not too far. But this is where we're at.
At last the roof goes on and nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
Where we are. Where are we? The Roadhouse somewhere.
Madura.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Cooked up some sausages for lunch after having a coffee because we're pretty tired. And Dylan noticed a fuel leak.
Yep.
A fuel line was leaking, so extended lunch break so you can fix it up. We don't want to be losing too much fuel over the Nullarbor, but I think we're halfway.
Yeah, effectively halfway.
We're like halfway across,
Yeah.
so we've got a little bit more to do. But lucky he noticed this now and not when we're losing fuel. So
Well, easy making on fuel, he says.
yeah, we were just discussing it at lunchtime. Oh, we had a coffee and then he's like, we'll have enough fuel, like it's the distance left is a full tank, blah blah blah. And then he notices a leak, so lucky he noticed it and he's just going to fix it and then we'll get back on the road. We have our dinner for the evening. We've got steak, 2-minute noodles, corn and bacon because we don't have any fresh veggies. We have to throw them out at the border.
Yeah, thanks WA.
And what else is happening? It's a story for another time. At the moment we are, where are we?
Madura? Yeah, Madura.
Madura.
Either Madura, Madra, however the fuck you say it.
For the night, maybe a day. We'll see. Just relaxing, and then we're gonna have dinner. So yeah. Day 5 or day 6?
5.
Day 5, I think. What's happening?
Um,
We're at Mandra Pass.
Mandra?
Pass.
Mandra.
Halfway across the Nullarbor. And what's happening?
I have a leaking injector line from injector 4 and I've got the line off. That's sitting on the ground here, which is actually looks relatively okay. Doesn't look like it's unsealed and cracked anywhere stupid. But that means that our fuel rail might be buggered. And if that's the buggered bit, we might not have a paddle. However, we have plenty of chemi weld and a dream.
So we're just chilling for the day.
Yeah.
Sunday, relaxation day. We've done some washing. It's all hung up. We put the annex up last night. It was starting to spit a little bit, so we're like, hang on, let's just set everything up because if we're going to be here for a little bit, might as well be comfortable and get everything out, see what it was meant to look like. So yeah.
This is home for the next couple of months.
Months.
Wow.
No.
Not specifically here, but this.
Oh, the car setup, yes. Not this exact camp spot, otherwise we'll just get towed somewhere if it's that bad, but yeah.
Tell them how much the tow was going to cost.
So the tow to Eucla back to SA is $6,000, and then insurance, your excess is $2,000, so whatever happens with insurance we're going to pay $2,000. And the cheapest option is to Dylan just fix it somehow so that we can get to
Fuck around
Norseman.
until we can get off the Nullarbor.
and then he can spend some time and fix it properly and get the parts. So yeah,
we are effectively
forced to relax
at the mercy of
and slow down.
my own ingenuity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty cozy.
that's actually not too bad. I don't mind it.
We're doing all right. We've got the setup. Been doing some
Rejigging.
pantry organizing. We're on power, so we're paying for a powered site. We're not in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, could be worse. We could be on the side of the Nullarbor.
Yeah.
So we're in a town at least. In a
Not town.
caravan park.
We're at a roadhouse which has a caravan park. There's facilities, there's a toilet, there's washing machines. There's a little restaurant up on the main road. Shit could be worse.
Shit could be a lot worse. But
So anyway, we're being forced to have a slow Sunday, which is probably good because the last 5 or 6 days, however long we've been traveling, has been
hammer down.
5-6 hours of driving each day. So yeah, it's nice to just go a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Yep. So back to work.
So, update. I don't know whether or not Sam's told you our situation.
You did earlier when you
Oh,
were
we
working
did.
on the
Yeah,
car.
yeah, we did. We got halfway up the hill and the injector line has failed, and failed spectacularly, and now we are up a creek without a paddle. We've lost the paddle, lost the canoe.
Not whitewater yet, but just
Yeah, we're not whitewater rafting yet, but we are without a canoe. We have in the works somehow got the personal number of the mechanic that's in Norseman. I've rung Dad. It's going to be ridiculous for a tow. And then after dinner, we were just sitting here trying to get in contact with this mechanic, and Sammy over here
it's the first of June.
realised what date it was and worked out
It's our 7-year anniversary today.
So
yeah.
we are spending our 7-year anniversary trying to
Up shit creek.
sort parts and get a car up and running on the middle of the Nullarbor. It's all part of the adventure, I guess. That's what I'm gonna have to keep telling myself.
Lucky number 7.
It is not a lucky
Let's-
number in this house.
Let's hope it's lucky 7.
Yeah, so Sam's lucky number is 6 and my lucky number is 9, and we had a giggle about that, but it's definitely not bloody 7. So yeah, that's where we're at.
The car is on a tow truck. At least we're getting out of Majura Pass. We can get off the Nullarbor. It just won't be in the Hilux.
Not happy, but I'm happy that we're getting out of here.
Me too. We've been here since Saturday morning, like 10-ish, 10:30 Saturday morning.
It's now Tuesday
Tuesday, like 4 o'clock.
and we've got a 5-hour drive to Norseman.
But at least we're not stuck in the middle of the Nullarbor. We're going to be off at the end. We're going to be off the Nullarbor. We'll be in a town, hopefully with some reception and some data. And there's a shop and some cafes, and we'll be in civilization rather than just in the middle of the Nullarbor. So anyway, sad times, but we've got it sorted finally.
Yep.
We made it to Norseman last night. Norseman
At like 9 o'clock. It was pissing rain.
Caravan Park.
Oh.
We set up tent and went to bed. And now it's the morning and it's still raining.
It is persisting down. Whoever said a desert was actually dry. Like, I don't know how we managed to get the only rain that this place ever gets.
Well, they got 30 mil yesterday. And there's a chance of a thunderstorm tonight. I don't even know if we're going to. Chance of a thunderstorm in an hour or so. We haven't even checked into the caravan park, but they left the information for us last night. And
They would have seen the truck go past, surely.
yeah, like we'll just go to the office and pay and check, you know, get the information and shit. But we were gonna set up camp, but then there was a caravan either one side of us, and there's a guy with a Hilux and a swag on the other side of us. So I think he's in our space, so we can't set up the awnings. So we're just hanging out in the car until he fucks off, and then we can set up and have some shelter. There is a camp kitchen up not far away, like 20 meters or so. So we'll just hang out there. So it's under shelter, under cover. Before we can set up our space, because we'll be here until at least Friday waiting for parts for the car.
And then I gotta fix it, and hopefully it doesn't piss down rain when I'm trying to fix it.
Well, it probably will. Good morning.
Morning.
We got pancakes for brekkie. We just cooked,
A barbecue over there.
so we didn't use our gas, but that's good. Make the most of the camp
That we paid
side
for.
that we're paying for. We've still got a mouse in the pantry,
Bastard.
but yeah, a little bit cooler, a little bit windy. But the good news is that we should be getting parts this evening or this afternoon, and then tomorrow Dylan can install, and we're back on the road. So yeah, having a cute little pancake brekkie to fill up for the day.
Some of these will go in the fridge. I'm not eating them.
We're not, not eating them all, but we've also only got peanut butter. I think Vegemite in the pantry as well. We should have bought Nutella, but anyway.
Live and learn.
Live and learn. Hi.
Hi.
We are at Norseman again for the second night.
Second consecutive day.
Today's Thursday,
Yeah.
the 4th of June. We've
They've
been,
been here, I don't know, time's the story.
we got here at Tuesday evening.
Yeah,
Late Tuesday.
Tuesday night, like 9 o'clock.
Yesterday was our first full day. This is our second full day.
Yeah.
Parts should be arriving tonight sometime.
Hopefully in about an hour or an hour and a half. I've just put my phone back on loud.
Yep. So you get a message of some sort that the parts are at the BP on the corner.
Yeah, and I can wander up. And
And
then
you're playing Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm passing the time.
We've had a lazy day of like technology day. Catch up on admin and also just play games, because tomorrow hopefully Dylan's going to install the part and then we can get going. We've paid until Saturday morning, like paid for Friday night, so tomorrow night as well at this campground in Norseman. And then Saturday we're going to get out as soon as we can and head left to Esperance. So at the moment we're just cooking dinner. I've been in the camp kitchen all afternoon putting together a video or a vlog of our trip. Not so far, but the first little leg of our trip. I've got to do the Nullarbor video in a minute, but this is part of it, I think. This is still part of the Nullarbor trip.
We're
That's
still
a bit...
technically on, I guess we're still technically in the Nullarbor Shire and everything.
We're at the end, like we made it to the end.
We
But
didn't even drive to the end. Like, we drove to
We
the
drove
end,
to
but
the
we
end.
didn't make it to the end.
we didn't make it, but that's okay. We did make
I've
it.
got a score to settle with the Nullarbor.
Well, yeah.
I have a definite score to settle with this friggin' road, because when we did it when I was 7 years old, we got to Sejuna and Dad's car blew up. And now my car's blown up on it. Now I have to cross it without blowing up.
Yeah. So maybe on the way back, hopefully.
Yeah. I have a score to settle.
Anyway, I've been in the camp kitchen watching our lamb shanks slow cook on the little electric element that they had. So we've got, that's boiling, that can be turned down a little bit. We've got some broccoli being boiled. And then in here We have lamb shanks just getting back up to temperature. I might take the lid off actually. Put it over there. Let some of it boil off. I'm gonna add some cornstarch to thicken the gravy, and we've got potatoes and carrots in that. We bought these lamb shanks from a butcher's shop in yeah, the town with the lake, with the Loch Ness Monster. I forgot what it was called, but it was a Lake Bunga. It's a town though. I literally searched up the town today to put it in the video, but I forgot. The place that had the Loch Ness Monster in the dried up salt lake where Dylan walked out to the little sea creature. We got it from there. So we put it in the freezer for a little bit because we got stuck. Now we're eating it for dinner. And it's gonna be yummy dinner. We're gonna sit down and watch the doggies play Hawthorne. We've got my laptop, we've got data and reception again, which is great. So I've been using up all my gigabytes that I've had accumulated on my mobile plan. And we'll watch the footy, we'll eat lamb shanks. Hopefully we'll start moving forward soon. And tomorrow's a better day of fixing the car and being able to move on. Thoughts?
I don't want anything to come up on the job that's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's anything crazy on it from what I've looked at and what I've researched, but something always goes wrong. There's always a snapped bolt or something. There's just... I don't know what it is with this car. I've fixed so much stuff on it getting it ready for this, and then it blew up the engine even after I've been servicing it more than what's needed.
No, well, I need to add cornstarch to this. Let's just turn it down actually. Turn it down, it can just simmer. Yeah, so hopefully it all goes smoothly for Dylan tomorrow.
Yeah,
go do some work.
That's my main hope, is it just runs smoothly. I don't care how long it takes, just as long as it's a smooth job.
Have I told you that we also have a mouse living in the pantry somewhere?
Ah, yeah, things come in threes. We lost a chicken and we have a mouse.
Yeah, so hopefully that's the end of the bad luck, but we're gonna have to buy a mouse trap and get it, because it's only very small. We saw it the other day and it's still in there because we had some nibbles in our food overnight, so
yeah, he keeps going for the one brand of noodles though.
2-minute noodles. Little
He
nibbles
likes the proper Indomie Migarang.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the Aldi version.
And the bag of potatoes had some nibbles in the plastic as well. So we need to get a little mouse trap because it's only very tiny.
Yeah.
And it can hide in places, so...
Little bastard. I reckon he's living in my floor.
Probably. There you go.
It's alive!
Yay!
We have no fuel leaks. Sometimes I know what I'm doing.
That was the problem. Something was leaking.
This one was leaking here somewhere. And in trying to fix it, we fucked this up.
Yeah, that's really fucked up.
So...
Anyway, car's running. Woohoo!
We're alive, we can get out of here.
We can get out of here tomorrow morning. We can go on the next step.
Pack up all this shit.
Bright and early tomorrow, we're out of here. Anyway, yay! Love you. Not just a pretty face.
I'm not that either.
Anyway, that's music to our ears. We've been stuck for nearly a week. Last Saturday we noticed it, and it's now Friday afternoon. So anyway, hopefully it starts tomorrow morning and we can go. Good morning. It's a very cold morning here in Norseman. I think we woke up and it was like 2.7 degrees. Very cold. I don't know if you can see that. We are packing up, or shortly. Dylan's just making a coffee at the camp kitchen. We're going to be packing up and getting out of here finally. The car started running yesterday. Dylan fixed the the fuel rail and the fuel lines. It started, which was good. So we're gonna pack up and we're gonna head to Esperance and finally see something new. Go on a bit of adventure. We're coming out of Norseman. We're on the road again.
On the road again. Can't wait to feel myself on the road
We're
again.
on the road again. Alright, we've got 203 kilometers to Esperance. But I think we're going to stop at
Dundas Rocks.
Dundas Rocks. I think there might be a lake as well, which is not too far out of Norseman. And then we'll just make the trek to Esperance. Yay!
On the road.